How many of you have cared so much, giving your all to something, that you were prepared to see it through to the end? So check it out. Life is not a race, but they do have some things in common. Like no matter what challenges come up along the way, you gotta learn how to finish, and finish strong. You know, finishing is actually a skill. It can get pretty complex. But before you can really analyze what it takes to finish, you gotta start all the way at the beginning. There's no point of having strong feelings if you don't do anything about it. That's the first step, and that's called faith. See, faith is all about action. If you read the Bible, you've heard of faith like a mustard seed can help you move mountains. Well, what's important to know is that mustard seed itself is not faith. It's the action of planting that tiny little mustard seed and believing of what it can grow into, which is faith. And that faith calling for me is business. See, I believe if we're actually gonna change the world, we need to build systems that give us a realistic chance. Otherwise, what's stopping the cycle from just repeating itself when you're gone? Now, I was born and raised in Chicago, so toughness, that runs in my blood. I've always thought, how hard could this be? But fair warning, sometimes you're ready for it. You feel like you were born for this. And then other times you're just like, how the hell did I end up here? But you gotta know in your heart that it's possible and keep moving. Now that movement, that continued progress, that's called perseverance. Perseverance is a difference maker. It separates the strong from the weak. That's why age isn't important when it comes to success. What is important is how long you're willing to go, even though you don't know how long you have to go. Just think about your life so far. Like there's always gonna be a reason why we shouldn't do something. But if you want it bad enough, Kobe, you know, the dopest thing about Kobe is that he didn't focus on success. He focused on excellence. So success became the byproduct of his excellence. Now, when that finish line is so far away, you can't pay too much attention to it. You have to pay attention to putting one foot in front of the other as best as you possibly can. That's results. Perseverance is finding a way to get results, period. And you become a dog when you get a hunger for it. It's all about remembering it's faith that brought you here, and it's perseverance that's carried you. So that final ingredient, the one that gets you to finishing, is opportunity. Opportunities are a sign of trust. God doesn't hand that out to just anybody. You gotta keep going because you never know when they'll come. Think about it. A second string quarterback doesn't know when the first string is gonna get hurt. But when he does, showtime. See, opportunities are miracles. They just don't work out if you haven't prepared. Risk nothing, gain nothing. All the work that you've done beforehand, that came with a risk. And now that you have the opportunity, there's so much more to gain. And here's a test. Ask yourself, do you see difficulty behind every opportunity? Or do you see opportunity behind every difficulty? There's a right answer. Because remember, it started with faith. And the only reason you're still here is because you were persevering. So now that you got that opportunity, bruh, it's like finally seeing the finish line. You gotta go. So make the most of it. Don't just come close to it. Say it with me. Make the most of it. Don't just come close to it. You do that, and success will find you. Our God does not make mistakes. So let's prove him right and finish. Peace.